Did I get it? Did I get the drop? Do you think I get it? Do you think I did it?
I think you did. I think you did.
Okay, good.
We can do it
really
again. You want to do it
that.
again? We can do it again.
1 second.
Dude, you got to be ready. Come on.
Oh, jeez.
I think you got it.
Pulled it. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, cool. Welcome to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 215. We're recording this on Friday, May 2nd. You'll be hearing this on Monday, May 5th.
That's right.
Carson.
May the 5th be with you and always
No,
with
Revenge
you.
of the 5th.
Fucking hell. I can't keep these things straight.
If you're going to be watching Star Wars like a real man, you got to keep those kinds of things straight, brother. You got to keep those things straight.
Confusing. This is so confusing. I don't know what to do. It's so hard and confusing. Guys, in all seriousness, what is it? May the 4th
be with you.
May the Sith fuck you.
Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the Sith. That's the third movie. Haven't seen that one yet. Guys, here's the big news. All jokes aside, being serious. You can probably tell by the title, I'm sure. Let me pick my nose. Just a test. Taste test, by the way. We're doing one of those today, forgot to tell you. It's my booger. I sent you one in the mail. Did you get that? I watched for the very first time. This is not a joke. Not a joke. We do a lot of jokes here. This is not a joke. We're not joking at all today. For the first time in my entire life, I watched the original trilogy Star Wars movies. Now, I know you're like, how is that even possible? Trust me, I've wondered that myself. Many people have asked me why have I not seen them. Actually, I think most people just assume I have. I think I maybe exude some elements of what Star Wars fans look like. No. Gavin definitely
Who,
does.
me?
That's for sure. That's a walking Jar Jar Binks right there.
Misa, love Anakin.
I hate that. I watched them for the first time. I've seen bits and pieces of them. It was my first time watching them. I'm going to give you my full thoughts on it in just a bit. But we also have the third and final episode where we cover sperm racing.
The sperm racing trilogy has come to an end.
Yeah, we have our own trilogy. That's just a time for May the 7th. Happy
Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the Nerds. Our own trilogy comes to a close today. Comes to a close with the sperm racing finale. So last episode, if you watched or listened to that, Gavin and I caught the beginning of the sperm racing live stream.
Holy fuck.
After Gavin left, that's a throwback too. After Gavin left to make have his own race.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right.
I finished as well. I finished the rest of the stream, and I want to tell you exactly what happened and my thoughts on it. And folks, it's juicy. It's real juicy. That's not even a joke, man. There's like could be legit scandal level stuff happening here. Scandal Akbar.
And you know that character now, right?
I do.
What's he say?
Hold on. Okay, so there's two guys, and one of them's Skadmiral Akbar, but
okay.
I don't know which one it is. There's a fish guy.
Yes.
Is that him? That's him, right?
He's like kind of the octopus guy.
Yeah, he looks like he has a big orange fish head.
Yeah.
Who's
and what's
the
he
guy?
Say?
What does he say?
It's been in the zeitgeist of culture for 50 years almost.
Mm-hmm. He says, oh shit, we did it. We blew up the Death Star, the second Death Star. We did it. Oh shit.
You were so close. He goes, it's a trap.
That's right. He's the trap guy.
He's a trap guy.
But Leia says it's a trap first, right? Or does he say it first and then she says it?
All I know is that Admiral Akbar says it's a trap.
So confusing. And I have to have all these lines memorized. I'm taking a quiz later, so just
oh my god,
some studying. What?
We should do that.
You want to do a Star Wars quiz? We'll do a Star Wars quiz. Look forward to that. We'll find a BuzzFeed Star Wars quiz and do one. How well do you know? Can you
I was
find?
gonna say a Sporkle quiz for
Sure. Yeah.
like actually like a hard one.
Okay. Can you find one? And while I finish up here, so after sperm racing, guys, we are also it's gonna flow right perfectly into our coverage. The big news broke. Mama Pig, of course, of the Peppa Pig family, revealed the gender of the soon-to-be famous cartoon pig, and is on the cover of Grazia magazine, a UK magazine, and did a one-on-one interview. So we're going to be talking all about that. That's if that doesn't get you excited, then I don't know what will. We love Peppa Pig, don't we, folks? How's the search going?
I got it. I got one. This one's not too hard, but this is one that
Okay.
if you watch the original trilogy, you should be able to answer these questions.
So we should do it where like, should we go like head to head kind of thing? Is that what the idea is here?
No, this one I
just want
kind
me
of
to
want to
take it?
quit. Yeah, I want you to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is like you have criteria to meet, and you pick the character that meets that criteria.
Oh, it's like a matching thing.
Yeah, but like you don't have visuals or anything. It's just names.
Oh God.
And like their story, basically.
This is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough. Who's the guy who at the end what's the last one? What's episode 6?
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. When
The
Lando the genie when Lando is driving the Millennium Falcon, there's a guy who sits next to him that doesn't speak English.
Yeah, that's correct.
What's
It's
his name?
Need Nub. It's Need Nub.
Need
It's like-
Num?
Yeah, it's literally like Neen Nub.
That's a
Yeah.
strange fella.
I'm sorry, it's Nien Nunb. So Nien Nub.
Nien Nub. That guy's a really
Nub.
funny looking guy. Okay, well I didn't. Oh, there he is.
That's the level of Star Wars knowledge that I'm able to pull.
Looking at him close, I hate those skin flaps. I don't want to look at him.
Yeah,
anymore.
me neither.
Kinda grosses me out.
Yeah, it's very.
I want to know more about him. When are they going to do the spin-off series about Nien Nub? When are they going to do Andor? And it's going to be Nien Nub. Never mind. I don't want to add OR to anything.
gotta be
I just
careful,
realized. Gavin, how are you doing, man? I
I'm
know
good,
we're all excited about Star Wars. Speaking of
We
Star
are.
Wars Fortnite, we're also going to talk about, which
That's true.
I hope you got enough caffeine in you, because I hope you better be ready to play that right after this, because I have been looking
And
forward to it all day.
Not only that, Carson, I have my commemorative Star Wars: The Clone Wars. cup.
Show that one more time. Center up a little bit more.
Yeah.
So everybody can see at home. There it is. That's like what a
This is
200-year-old
probably
cup.
I think this might be like 15 years old, and
There you
I've
go.
probably ingested so many microplastics
Oh, yeah.
just from this cup alone.
Oh yeah. But who cares?
But yeah, no, it's going great, man. I think this week we had our board review, so we've been on campus from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
That's so long.
And I drove back in drove there in traffic and drove back in traffic. So that was really cool and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know any what that's like at all.
Yeah, merp. So we did that, and to be honest with you, it was a great like refresher, and it was great seeing everybody's faces for the first time in a year, damn near. We caught up a little bit with some important people. Then last night we had our banquet, our like celebratory banquet, where I gave a toast. And I received the for Class of Protos, I won most interactive, so that was cool because they were all related to drugs. So Class Phenytoin was what it was, and Phenytoin, for you pharmacy nerds out there, always have a lot of interactions with everything. It interacts with like everything because it's metabolized in the liver and everything like that. So it's a whole thing. But anyway, so we did that. We rented a party bus for 4 hours last night after that.
You know, I didn't ask you. Where did you guys like drive around? Did you just like drive around in a circle?
Yep. Yeah, we just drove
Okay.
around till we saw a bar and we said we're getting out. No, we had it planned out. We sent them the itinerary. We went
Okay.
to Molly's, then we went to Ballpark.
Sure.
Then we went to Tin Roof or something like that 10 the night.
Nice.
So
That's fun.
it was
Oops, I don't have my
it was about 50 people or so. We saw some other alum,
Nice.
former professors of ours, but we are also technically now like alum. Like we're getting
Yeah.
there, so building relationships with them and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really cool. It was great. It was a lot of fun and a huge weight off my shoulders because that's one less speech I have to give and worry about now.
Do you have to do one at
did it off
graduation? Yeah, you do have to.
I do have to do one at graduation. And the live stream will be posted like Monday and Friday, I think. Like they'll post it and then they'll repost it Friday to be like, hey, here's the link again for
Okay.
people that like are looking for it. So it will be up on the website.
Remind me of that.
Where our graduation is May 10th at 10 a.m. So we got next week. We got next week's episode to get through. But
Gotta
yeah,
get
so
there.
yeah, I mean, next week is also taking some practice exams and stuff like that. So it's also going to be a very tiring, busy week next week, and looking forward to it. So, yeah. What about you, man? How's your week been?
Week, it's been good. It's been chill. Getting stuff together before I leave on the same day Gavin's graduating for New York. I got a message from my oldest brother, Logan, on Instagram. He sent me that clip that we watched of the guy doing the gurning, the like guy with the horse collar around his face. If you haven't seen that episode, go watch it. And he was like, "This is so funny. Like you or Gavin or like Office Hours should like cover it." And I was like, "We did a whole episode about it. You son of a bitch." No, but I sent it to him. He just didn't know. He listens sometimes. It's fine. It's fair.
I think everybody pops in here and there. So
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Everybody pops in and pops off. I do want to say something, Gavin, about my other brother, Hunter. And you don't know anything about this. And it also hasn't happened yet. But I have a big announcement to make, and I want to give a congratulations to my brother, who by the time this episode comes out will be engaged. It's happening tomorrow. So, which is crazy.
Spoiler, I'm going to go tell
alert.
everybody.
Well, so congrats to Hunter and Madeline, of course. I want to say that. She already knows. She just doesn't know when it's happening.
Right. I
It's
mean, that's kind of like the...
Yeah.
That's kind of like the whole like engagement bullshit.
Just everybody knows. And a lot of people know because a lot of his friends and her friends and family are coming down after it happens, like tomorrow night, to where they're going to be at to celebrate it. So,
And you're going too, right?
no, I'm not going. Unfortunately, I do want to be there. It just didn't work out. But my mom said she's going to FaceTime me. So, big congrats and sorry for not.
You got to pretend
telling
like you didn't know about it too.
What are you calling me, Mom? Mom, why are you calling me? I am so busy right now. I have like a ring light on me. And it's like on a tripod. Mom, stop bugging me in the middle of my Saturday while I'm busy doing things. What's happening? Oh my God, I had no idea. Meanwhile, Hunter like came out here and we talked about it. And I definitely knew.
And you knew. Yeah.
But I didn't want to tell you guys which is surprising because I usually tell you guys like everything. I have a big,
You just forgot.
No, I did. I actually did. I actually did not.
No, I'm joking.
I would tell you if I did.
Okay.
I am as you know, I'm a person who gets very excited about things and I want to tell everybody whenever something exciting happens. And this was the one thing where I was like, it took it as like a training lesson.
Get out.
I was like, I can't do it. I can't tell him. There's so many times where I was like, I'm going to tell him. And I was like, no, don't tell him. Because they can know it's going to happen. But I was like, I can tell him it's going to happen, but not tell him the date. And I was like, no, I'll just tell him when it happens. So this is my way of telling you, even though it hasn't happened. So you have probably about 15 hours to spoil it if you want to.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go tell everyone I know.
Guys, guess what?
So I'm automatically invited to the wedding, right?
Yeah, I think I can arrange that.
So can I be a +1
Yeah, we just have to be friends for like another 2 years or whatever.
or some bullshit?
Or
Yeah,
some
that's
bullshit.
terrible.
Yeah, apparently they want to like wait to do it.
The fuck?
What the fuck? You put a ring on it, you might as well get started.
We're getting married next week, pal.
Next week, you're shipping out. But it makes me feel very good. In a selfish way, I'm very happy about it because it takes a lot of weight off my shoulders.
That you don't have to worry about.
Now I never have to get married.
Anymore.
No, that I don't have to get married because at least Hunter will do it. So it's like, okay, good. At least one of us is doing it. Because Logan sure as hell isn't. No, just kidding.
That's crazy, man. Like, there's people that.
Well, listen.
Logan's so old too.
He's
right?
old. He's gonna be dead soon.
Right.
Speaking. I'm sorry to get personal, but I don't think he'd mind me saying it. His sperms are gonna die soon.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works. I know. I checked.
But you guys just share sperm counts all the time with each other.
Well,
Bro, just went to the sperm bank. My
listen.
results came back. Not sterile.
Gavin, listen. I know you and your brother are apart now, and you're not very close. You don't understand our relationship, dude. We share everything with each other because we have the same genetics, and we want to know how our how our little guys are doing.
That's you know what, man. Happy for you.
Thank you. Can I just say
on that same note?
Wait, real quick. 'Cause on that same note, but not moving on just yet. I might have even brought this up before, and I apologize. Speaking of that, there was someone. I don't think they'll listen to this, and I honestly don't give a shit because it's the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Oh my God.
Who? I guess I gotta be a little. No, I can say this part. One of my brothers. One of my brothers. I won't say which one. I don't think they would mind me saying this because it's not anything they did. Someone asked a member of my family. One of my siblings got COVID. They went to a member of my family and said, like, they were talking about COVID because it's like, somewhat early on in COVID, but not that early on. And they were like, "Are you worried about his like sperm count, or like how it's going to affect his sperm?" It was like, what the fuck? Like, that's weird for anybody to ask. Like, if I went to a member of my family and asked them about my brother's sperm count because of COVID, that's so fucking weird. Like, I couldn't believe it. It's so crazy. I don't know if I ever told you that, but
do they still talk to those people?
Yes. That's all I'm gonna say. But so
man,
weird.
I love it. That's great, man.
Like, we're joking about me knowing about my brothers, but like there are people who
are actually genuinely concerned about that kind of thing out there. You never know. You never know what someone could have. That's insane.
It was very strange when I found that out. But anyway,
and you saw them in a completely different light than after that, right?
It was definitely the wildest thing they've said, but I wasn't completely surprised. I'll say that.
So
much.
the bar was pretty low.
Yeah. Yeah. For things they would say or do. I wonder if you know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right, okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's probably not the one you're thinking of, though, which is the interesting part.
Okay. That's great, man.
Oh, that's so
great. I love
weird.
that.
It's so weird. Anyway,
I'm gonna start asking people that.
Yeah,
so
you
every
should.
time after every time they get COVID, I'll start asking people that.
Are you worried about your sperm at all?
So you're sterile now, right?
So you think you're gonna be sterile? You gonna get that checked? Are you gonna take your 30-year-old? Never mind. I mean, too specific again. I can't get specific or I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So speaking of sperm.
So speaking of sperm, we are finishing up our sperm racing.
Yes.
We're finishing our sperm racing this week. We are reaching the conclusion of the sperm racing.
Mm-hmm.
Hope to God this is the last episode we have to hear about this fucking thing.
It was only meant to be two.
But there are some important follow-up
Very.
videos and articles that have came out about this
fired out.
about this berm racing.
So let me just start off with my perspective and where we left off last week. So last week we left off with we watched the undercard, which was just a one race, one and done thing. And we were immediately caught on to it being pre-taped. I mean, we were still skeptical because we weren't 100% sure at first, and there was so much going on. But we immediately were like, this is pre-taped or faked or something. We didn't know which one it was. I think the conclusion we came to at the end before we left was, I was like, I'm pretty sure it did happen, but that was definitely pre-taped and not happening live. It was just very obviously not happening live.
Right.
And then, of course, we, jumped in at so many other points, the fake fight, the horrible hosts. And then we caught the host chanting, let's go CCP and stuff. And very strange happenings, very bad hosts that made for a very uncomfortable night. And no surprises here, Gavin. It did not... It continued.
Didn't get any better after the undercard?
No, it did not. So when you left, it was done with that. And then next up was the halftime performance, which was going to be...
right, by Ty Dolla $ign.
By Ty Dolla $ign. And...
who actually did recently come out and mention that Kanye isn't talking to him anymore.
Yeah. He did. Well, and he cut him off. He cut him off a couple weeks ago.
I think there was something where it was there was speculation that he was upset. There was some upsetness or something like that.
That Kanye was upset?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But again, I want to remind everybody that Ty connected with him after the first Nazi Hitler stuff happened. So just keep that in mind. And so did a lot of other people, Kai Cenat, yada, yada. So Ty Dolla $ign was set to come out, and they, I don't know, went through a break, whatever, and then took a while. They prepped him to come out, and he wasn't coming out yet, and then he did. And actually, the intro of him coming out and the way they live cut that together was really good. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is gonna turn a corner here.
Even after all the horrible, awful production that was going on during the first one.
Yeah, audio was good. There was I didn't hear a production mic in the background like we did for the first half. That is the one thing that did change. Once they got up on stage, and then about 30 minutes later, they fixed the mic issue finally. But again, that's 2 hours into it at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that was pretty far into
very far. Too far, some would say. So when he came out, it was really cool. They had this red light, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, this is they actually rehearsed this, and this is cool. And, I'm not a Ty Dolla $ign fan by any means. But it was interesting. So it's going pretty good. About, I would say, quarter of the way into the full, maybe 10-minute set, the stream fades to that starting soon graphic, that coming soon graphic that we were seeing at the beginning, like a standby graphic pretty much.
Yeah. And
you can still hear Ty is still up on stage doing his set and performing, and it's just on this standing by screen for the rest of this, the 75% of the rest of his set. So we only got to see a minute or two of his set, and it was so weird, and people in chat were like, what is going on? This is so weird. And then it gets even weirder. Towards the end of his set, you stop hearing Ty, but you still are hearing the backing track that was playing. And then you finally hear him. It had to have been him say, turn that shit off. And then the rest of the song plays out, and then that was it. You didn't hear any applause. You didn't hear it. It was so bizarre. And then after another minute or two of him, the music stopping, and then whatever music comes back on, Congratulations by Post Malone. the stream fades
third
back.
time.
Yeah, the stream fades back, and then we're back on the stage. Like no
And he's not
explanation.
there.
And he's not there. That was the end of his set. I don't know what happened. Like what you would think that there was like, because we kept speculating, like you can't play music on YouTube like that. You'll get your stream will get pulled.
You will get bold. You will get banned immediately.
Yeah, and like there's certain songs, and maybe they just got lucky, and all of those songs were ones that you can get away with playing. But
Because no one listens to Ty Dolla $ign anymore.
No, nobody does. But the weird part is the music was still playing. So it's not like the stream got pulled or they were worried it was going to get pulled, because then they would have pulled the sound. Could have been a dumb production mistake, because we know that they made a few of those. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they cut away. It's so strange. Like I didn't see anything about it afterwards. I don't know. Very weird. They come back out after a little while, and then finally the the main card guys come out, and they do like another back and forth thing, because they got to fill time somehow, I guess. The one host, the one, you know which one, at one point asked if she thinks if there's going to be any autistic sperm. So there was a lot of jokes like that, if you can imagine, happening.
I feel like if they posted anything about this, they were looking for someone who like considered themselves edgy in any way, like what?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just gonna say, do you want to know my honest to God guess what happened? And this isn't. I don't want to assume anything because of race or anything like that, but I'm just assuming, because of the way she was acting, not a race thing, that she was in some way related to the guy the 17-year-old putting on the event. Strictly because she was not a host. Yeah, or a friend or something. And again, maybe I apologize for saying related. I'm not trying to base that on race. I'm just assuming she was not a host, and not a good one by any means. Oh, that's the other part I forgot. When they came back out after Ty Dolla $ign, she's like, "What'd you guys think of the set? Was that good?" And she immediately goes like, "It was like, what would you rank it?" She's like, "It was a 0. What do you mean it was bad? What do you mean it was bad? Oh, you guys are crazy." It's like, you can't just like joke about people saying the set was bad right after it. You can't do that. Like, it's not even funny.
You have
or
to gas
edgy.
it up,
It's
even
stupid.
if people were saying no, you
Yes.
just gas it up. You're like, wasn't that great, guys?
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, like glad you guys love that. It was just so bad. But yeah, I don't like. I'm sure
I was thinking maybe they were like, maybe it was a friend or someone that
Right.
was like, I'm edgy.
I think
and
you're right.
I would like to do this or do this with you in
Yeah.
some way or capacity.
I think
But
you're.
she
right.
was very what's the word? Just so like she was all over the place.
Yeah, like I don't even. Yeah,
Like
it
she
so
was high
strange.
energy. She got that going.
Which is great. You need high energy.
Which is great. You need that. But you also need to make sure that like, your jokes are kind of fitting a crowd.
Yeah, fitting
And like,
a crowd.
I get and like even the people online too, like there's a lot of I mean, to be fair though, it was probably mostly a lot of guys our age and lower.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I mean, fit that demographic, but
Right.
it was like, all right, like this is a host of like an event that's supposed to be like,
Yeah.
I guess supposed to be
yeah.
in some capacity professional in some way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
to some degree, like you can make jokes and you can be edgy. They just have to be like funny and like jokes, and not just like
Right.
literally like telling like people to go fuck themselves and
Yeah,
screaming
and really
CCP
just cursing in
chants.
general, like as a MC is kind of like one of those like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I understand the type of event we're running here, but
Right.
what are we doing here?
But dial it down just a little bit.
Little bit, just a little bit. You can maybe slip a couple in there, but it was like
Yeah.
every sentence there was a new one. So.
Yes.
but yeah, okay.
Every sentence was
Yeah.
a F bomb. I sound like my
So-
mom saying that. But so they come out, the next race is starting, and this one is going to be a best of 3. And wouldn't you believe it? They start playing the videos again, and it's immediately it's like the same thing. It's the same type of race, and it's obviously pre-taped. And whoa, it's crazy stuff. The first race, one guy wins by a long shot, like blows it out of the water, like unbelievable. Like, oh my God, there's no way he loses the next race. But oh wait, we got to make this entertaining. It seems like he's going to win the second race, but oh no, the other guy comes in right at the end and wins. Whoa, isn't that crazy how that happens for real? For sure, for real. Third race happens. And what do you know? Neck and neck. Whoa, one person's leading, the other one's not, neck and neck. And then to put the cherry on top, the like color changes. The background goes black and the sperms turn like green and orange. And then they like, neck and neck. Oh, and then one of them wins at the end. Well, what a surprise. And then the funniest part is like the video paused. The video they were playing of the pre-taped race or fake race or whatever it is, like pauses at the end and they forget to cut in time. So you see it like pause.
Do you see like the pause like button come up?
No,
or?
I wish that would have sent me as spiraling. So I don't truly know what happened there. Like they advertised it that it was going to happen for real live. They had the guys up there with the sticks, the big turkey baster things, like looking like they were going to do it. Made it seem like it was really going to happen. And then it was like very obviously not real. Not only was it pre-taped, but it like also wasn't I don't think there's any possible way that was those are real sperms racing in any sort of way.
There was a couple other suspicious things about the video, and we can get into this about like what happened there. But
yeah.
But I just felt like the sperm knew when to stop.
Yeah, and like how would the sperm know to go around it? And the sperms look like too good. I don't know.
They were like too high res or something.
Yeah.
It was like
yeah. And like
it was too high definition, too fluid.
And like why were there
that to be real?
Yeah, and why were there like the same amount of sperms in each? Like that's not.
That was the other thing. It's like the frame rate on the sperm was much higher than this actual stream was. I don't know if you ever go back and rewatch that. It was just like super quick. Yeah. Like these were fluid like this was 60 FPS, and it was like this was made in Blender or whatever, right?
Right. And then the way it was cutting to the next like slide.
Yeah, it literally had that like a
yeah.
Like it just had like an animation almost where it was just like snapped into the spot.
Listen, it looked really good, but it wasn't real.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell happened. And the other weird thing is that he keeps saying, let me check into this. He kept saying, and even announced it at the end, the 17-year-old, that they were gonna, what were they? They're like, we're gonna release the
sperm.
Release
the tapes.
Okay, maybe it actually might be right here. This might actually be it. Because he's like, we're gonna release it was like weirdly worded to where he was saying we're going to release the real video online after without saying the real video. It was like, we're going to release the full races online on Monday or whatever. Okay, so maybe this is it. What is this? Oh, God. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you. This is really strange. This is what they put out. This is how sperm racing works. 1 of 6. So here we have the first video. Apologies, a little loud. So microscopic view. Okay, so what we're seeing on top is the actual microscope, from what I'm understanding. Does that seem correct? This like line, these the gray on top.
Yeah, hold on, I have to pin you, make you a little bit bigger.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
So, but he said they were all, so I guess these green things are the sperms? I don't know. This isn't really like telling me anything. This is just more confusing. All right, well, let's read on then. Collection and prep. First, athletes provide their samples on race day. before the race begins at the venue under strict medical protocols. Then a multi-step preparation and cleaning process begins where the samples are purified using density gradient to remove dead cells, debris, and sperm, yada, yada. So this is just pictures of what they're talking about.
Some Celsius there.
I got some Celsius, which are pouring into the sperm. I love pure sperm wash. Where do I buy that at?
Please.
Can I pick up just a 32 ounce of pure sperm wash?
Yeah, just one, please.
It's for my it's for my brother. He had COVID.
He's
Okay, this explains it a little here. Racetrack, 3 of 6. The racetrack is created via a mold with tiny channel patterns on a silicone wafer using soft lithography, similar to how computer chips are made. A photomask, like a blueprint, helps shape the design when UV light hits a light-sensitive coating on the wafer. Liquid PDMS mixed with curing agent. What's PDMS, do you know?
no, not off the top of my head.
Okay. Is then poured on the mold, baked, and peeled off to form the chip. To seal the channels, the PDMS is bonded to a glass slide using oxygen plasma, which makes the surfaces stick together permanently. This lets us create precise channels as small as 10 microns to use the mold to make more chips. So I guess that's the racetrack somehow.
Racetrack?
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So they
Yeah.
start at 2 ends and then go down. Okay. Making sense so far. To assure the sperm swim towards the finish line, purified sperm is piped. How do you say that word? Pipetted into the racetrack along with media, creating whatever that word is, rheotoxins. Rheotaxis, not toxins, you dungus. The racetrack is a microfluidic chip image under an inverted triangular microscope where the sperm movements are tracked the entire time using computer vision to determine the winner. Okay. So this is, maybe this guy will explain. That would actually be nice. That would be very nice, my friend.
Footage of the microfluidics channels and use computer vision to draw bounding boxes around them like this. Outputting the leading sperm's completion rates frame by frame. And we infer the following sperm cells with these delta points, allowing us to project the microscopic footage onto a 3D track like this, improving the spectator experience, making sperm racing super fun and entertaining to watch. And for the record, the winner is always determined from the raw microscopic footage, meaning that sperm racing is not a fraud and actually very real.
First of all, it's very funny that they're like, it's not fake.
We have to come clean and say this.
But we did show a fake video because otherwise it would be boring and confusing for you to watch.
Which, I mean, I think that's the other thing is that I don't think people would want to watch something on a gray background like that.
Of course not. No, that's why they did it. It's just that they weren't upfront about that.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Why? I mean, they I guess they have to sell the product.
Yeah, and also like the fact that like they're not they're not saying that like they did it prior to then. Like they already did it. Because like how else? Like they did it like probably a week ago.
Yeah.
Which makes sense why like and I'm sure this is like an accident and they were probably pissed that they did this, but some of the guys were like, we did a test run of this the other week. It's like that was probably the real one and they weren't supposed to say that, which is funny. Okay, so I guess that it explains it more, but it's still like you still kind of like faked it though, right? Like,
I mean, basically, like in all honesty, it was basically a projection of what they expected it to be.
Yeah.
It was like it would be like having it's like having Elon Musk's robot be controlled by another human. Where it's like it's not really a robot then.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's all about presentation.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah.
It was fake. I mean, it was fake. It's
Yeah.
not. It wasn't really a sperm race.
And
if we were wanting to watch the sperm race, it would have been watching that raw footage.
And like the other thing they don't come clean about, and I'm just inferring, I'm speculating, is that they didn't like do like 3 races and that was it, and they just chose. It just happened to be like a perfect matchup where one wins one wins the other, and then it's a neck and neck thing. No, they probably took like the best 3 out of like 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, these ones are good. We'll use these or something. It's just like a little like, I don't know. It still is like, it's just like, I don't know. You had an idea for an event and then like realized that it would actually be really fucking boring and then tried your best to make it entertaining.
And I guess it was misleading, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they should have said like this is sperm that we raced real sperm.
Mhm.
However, what we will show you on screen like will be a projection of
Right.
what happened,
Right.
what we believe happened during that race.
Yeah. But
But
that
even then,
but that would, no one would buy tickets to go see it. Though.
exactly, it's like there's that you got to sell the product.
Yeah, which I understand, but it's like, you can't lie. Also, you can't lie whenever, and I know this isn't their fault to my understanding, but there was a place we found where you could bet on it. And the fact that it was already predetermined kind of seems like illegal, shady stuff, maybe, possibly, in Minecraft.
And there may have been a meme coin involved.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole nother thing that there might be a meme coin. Which, by the way, let's watch this video you sent me.
Yeah, this guy.
Do you want to?
This is a real sperm doctor breaking down how
Finally.
fake this video, how fake the presentation was of the race.
Okay.
So, yeah, which, I mean, after this video that came out on Twitter, a few days, probably a couple days after this was 4 days ago that I saw this.
Okay.
The sperm race is a fraud. I'm a board certified fertility specialist. I look at sperm all day under the microscope. And
Lucky.
These are not human sperm. This is CGI. This is computer generated. Here's how I can tell. The sperm tail is supposed to be 90% of its length. These are way too short. This is also not how sperm swim. Sperm, the head jiggles as they swim. It is not stationary with the tail beating. This is real human sperm in my lab. Every aspect of this is not a human sperm. I don't know what these guys are doing. This sperm race, what's the real story, guys? Why are you doing this? Why are you putting out fake videos? Busted by a fertility specialist.
Busted all over it. That's very interesting. And like,
I
obviously,
didn't know that there were fertility specialists, but I would assume should have assumed there probably was.
Yeah.
But
What if he was like, I did my own race, and here's what a real sperm race would look like?
I think a lot of people should. I think he should like call their bluff, or like people were trying to call his bluff and be like, "Hey, man, if you know so much about it, go ahead and put on a race, man."
Yeah, do it yourself. Oh,
'Cause
you're
he
so
turned
cool.
I think he turned off comments on one of those posts he made. So
That's funny. I mean, he made good points, until they came out and said that,
it basically said that it was fake.
it was fake. I don't know. So the event happened last Friday. The results came out on the 29th. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I was just going to say we didn't have to jump into it really, but KTLA, they sent someone there to go see it.
Oh, so we had a boots on the ground reporter.
They did have a real boots on the ground reporter, which I could have been. It would have been real interesting. I just couldn't have done it alone. I do a lot of things alone. That was where I drew the line, though. Unfortunately, I paid the ultimate price. So their reporter says the world's first sperm race was oddly entertaining, which I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And apparently a lot of people agreed with that sentiment, because every news article I was seeing about it was like, it's actually pretty fun. I was like, did we watch the same thing? Were we all watching the same event? Because I thought it was terribly boring and a giant mess, which they do mention here very, very briefly. Let me see if I can find it. Overall, the event itself was weirdly fascinating. There were some hiccups, audio issues, lateness from competitors, general dysfunction, but that's to be expected from the inaugural edition of an event organized and attended by primarily college students. So you're selling it Selling it a little short there. I think it was a little bit more than just that. At least that's what it was trying to be. It was a little bit more.
I mean, I do see the sentiment that they were sharing there. That like, yeah, it's probably not going to be perfect. These are students in college, and like they haven't done anything like this. But maybe hire on just one guy to do some AV stuff.
Well, so another thing, real quick, and then we'll move on from this because we've had enough sperm talk today. They throughout the course of the rest of the night after you left, there was a producer that kept coming out and like telling people what to do. He was finally just like fed up with them like not following direction, and he would just come out there and you would hear him say like, "Okay, now you're gonna do this, okay?" And then at the end of the night, he's like, "Okay, go out there and thank them and tell them to go home safely, okay?" He was like, done. Because it had already ran long. It was running like an hour long, longer than it should have. So it was just very funny and a giant mess. But they seemed to think that it was a big success, I guess. I don't know. Apparently.
We'll see.
There's already tryouts for the second one, by the way.
They should get a Joe Schmo.
Oh my God. What did you say? I'm sorry.
They should get a Joe Schmo.
Just like an average dude.
Just an average guy who just, does and eats whatever he wants.
I'm not going to do it. I won't do it.
I know. I'm just saying that, like.
But yeah, they should.
I think they should just have like a control group.
Yeah.
Like fairly normal guy
They should.
would. Yeah.
I agree.
And also see if there's plastic content.
How fast do plastic sperm race? No, you're right. They should.
The plastic content in someone's balls.
Check what the plastic levels are in the balls.
Yeah. Plastic is stored in the balls.
Everybody knows this.
Everybody knows it.
So speaking of sperm and how fast it gets to the egg, pigs know how to do it. Them pigs be those pigs be fucking like rabbits.
Well, I mean, I don't think they really be fucking a lot. I don't think they fuck a lot. I think they just have a lot of kids every time they fuck.
Is that true?
They have like a litter of like 12.
So pigs are like dogs.
Yeah.
Pigs aren't having sex
Peppa
all the
Pig.
time. What do you mean? Peppa Pig's not real?
Good. Just go ahead. I don't know.
So as we covered a few weeks ago at this point, our favorite cartoon pig, the world's favorite cartoon pig, mind you, Peppa Pig's mom.
Porky Pig. Oh.
What'd you say?
I said Porky Pig.
Porky the pig. Well, they did pork.
Correct.
Mama Pig and Daddy Pig.
And Daddy Pig.
As you'll remember, Daddy Pig is the one who gets mad when he loses his glasses.
Don't fucking lose me goddamn glasses.
You lost me fucking glasses. I'm going to shove you down the stairs, you twat. As you'll know. We did that for about an hour when we covered this last time.
Yeah, so getting into the article.
Yes. So jumping right in, Pop Bass. Gavin sent this to all of us because he's a big fan of Peppa Pig. And
dude, this is the most disturbing image.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I hate this image.
Why?
Dude. I hate it.
What do you hate about it?
God, I hate it, man.
Why?
Why do we have to make cartoons pregnant? Why do we have to do that at all?
Because it's cute.
They already have enough porn of this. Like, there's so much pregnancy porn of people being pregnant. I don't need to see any more cartoon pregnancy photos that are mainstream.
Listen, man, they're breaking the stigma.
I mean, it's yeah, I guess so. It's just strange. I just don't need it.
They're finally putting inflation porn on magazine covers of Grazia, my favorite magazine. So Pop Bass tweeted this out. Mummy Pig on the cover of Grazia UK, world exclusive Mummy Pig. I can finally reveal the gender of our new baby. And I was stoked whenever I heard this news because I had been wondering, as many of you are.
He's a big pregnancy guy. He loves,
especially
especially cartoon pregnancy.
Love kids. I love kids. That's why I'm so concerned about my brother's sperm, Gavin.
Sperm count, yeah. Don't blame me, man.
Because I want him to have kids.
And you want to be the cool uncle.
If I was a woman, I'd be a surrogate. That'd be my job.
Yeah.
That's how much I love pregnancy. Gosh. Golly goodness. So we're just going to jump right into it. This comes from Grazia, their website. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
Or Grazia? I don't know.
Grazia, Brazzers.
I think it's Grazia, though. It just seems like that would make sense. No, Grazia just sounds weird. Grazia magazine? What the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, so this comes from Brazzers. Brazzia.
All right, so this comes from Pornhub.
So this article, the one-on-one Q&A with porn star Mommy Pig. Mummy Pig, sorry, excuse me. I just want to jump right into it. It gets into it real fast.
Really in depth.
It's a Q&A, a one-on-one Q&A with Mummy Pig. A cartoon pig had a one-on-one with an interviewer. I don't know how that works. I'd like to see it, though. It just jumps right into it. So good.
Are they going to release the tape?
Oh, shit. I wish there was a video. You were asking if it was a video, but I haven't heard of a video. It's just this Q&A.
Okay.
Which is sad because I'd love to see a video of this, considering I've never watched an episode of Peppa Pig in my entire life. And I would tell you if I did. So the interviewer jumps right into it. So go on, give us the gender reveal. What will Peppa Pig's new baby sibling be? Just jumping right into it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
seriously?
No dancing around this topic.
Mummy says, gosh, we're going straight in it, are we? Straight in, are we? Haha. Well, I suppose I can tell you that Peppa and George will soon have a baby sister. Damn, that's going to be competition.
We're all incredibly excited to meet her when she arrives in the summer.
Do you know what she sounds like? She's arriving in the summer. Oh, that's so soon. I'm just worried about Peppa because Peppa now has competition. Like George is like, that's a whole other thing. He's a man. Like he's a man's man. And he's a guy's guy.
George is such a proper little piggy.
Proper little pig. Congratulations, the interviewer says. Do you have any baby names?
You read the question.
Oh, yeah. This is great. This is perfect. Oh, what's the interviewer's name? Just so I can. Anna. Okay, it's a woman. I just want to get in character. Congratulations. Do you have any baby names for Peppa's new sibling yet? If you can't tell us what, we'd love to know if it was an easy choice, if you've struggled to think, because you're a pig.
We've got so many ideas for names. Too many, frankly. Knowing it's a girl has narrowed our options
you can't
down a
skip
bit.
the oink, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see that.
Motherfucker. Did you not prep your lines, dude? We rehearsed this. I'm out of here.
We've got so many ideas for names. Too many, frankly.
Is that right?
Perfect.
Okay.
Knowing it's a girl has narrowed our options down a bit.
Well, no
I'm not
shit.
sure Peter, Percy, or Patrick Pig really work as girls' names.
Pussy pig.
But it's too... Percy. But it's too difficult to choose now. When she's here and looking up at me and Daddy Pig, we'll just know the perfect name. That's what we did when Peppa and George were born.
And how have you been feeling?
I think the easiest way to explain it would be that I'm feeling everything all at once. Thrilled, nauseous, a bit nervous about having three ones running around. You name it, I'm feeling it. But most of all, I'm just excited to meet her and grateful for all the ways that Daddy Pig, Peppa, and George have been looking after me.
I'm feeling everything. I'm feeling, what are the 7 deadly sins? That's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, no, I was thinking of the 7 stages of grief.
Yeah, that one too. What are those? Name them. You know them. Does pregnancy feel any different the third time around?
Every pregnancy is unique, isn't it? I suppose now that I'm doing this for the third time, I've learned to expect the unexpected.
Well, that was terrible. There you go.
The real difference is that we already have 2 children under 5 to look after, and they never stop. But luckily, that's when Daddy Pig is at his best. He can always keep up with Peppa and George's games, especially when I need some rest.
Also, those kids have been under 5 for like 15 years or something. Just like the Simpsons. Have you had any pregnancy cravings, you fat pig? Sorry, I had
I
it.
do like the occasional peanut butter and pickle sandwich. It has to be said. And by occasional, I do mean every lunchtime. And sometimes dinner, too. Don't knock it until you've tried it. I also like pickles and ice cream. And crumpets.
Sometimes Daddy Pig will put his pickle into my ice cream. And we laugh and laugh all night.
I have a pickle sausage.
A battered sausage. Has this experience brought you and Daddy Pig closer together?
Oh, yes, he's always been such a supportive partner and an excellent daddy to Peppa and George. But this has brought all of us even closer. Even when there's so much to organize and prepare before the new arrival, he is kind and funny and always quick to do whatever needs to be done to look after Team Pig, as he likes to call us.
In a cost of living crisis. Question that this is the real after that this is the real next thing the interviewer asks to a cartoon pig. In a cost of living crisis, 3 children sounds challenging financially. How will you afford it?
Well, that is a good question. I won't say it hasn't been a concern for us. Babies are expensive and times are already quite tight. We still have lots of Peppa and George's pre-loved baby things for the little one to use, so that helps with some of the costs, and it's very good for the planet too.
What's good for the planet? Oh, reusing things.
Reusing it.
Okay, I agree with that.
Jesus.
Sorry. What will your childcare arrangement be?
Granny and Grandpa Pig have already been scheduling in the days when they want to help look after the new arrival, and of course Peppa and George will still be a playgroup. Not to mention how many people have offered to babysit as well. It takes a village to raise a little one, but luckily, that's exactly what we have.
Do you know yet how long you plan to take off parental leave?
I'm self-employed and working from home, so it's all quite flexible. There won't be too much pressure to get back to writing, but it's what I love to do, so I'll be posting throughout my journey and providing lots of tips and tricks for all the mummies and daddies out there. Stay tuned and be sure to follow my socials.
How do you and Daddy Pig split the load? And I don't mean his load.
Juggling life, work, and 2 little onesies is quite...
Is that what she says there?
I think so. Onesies? That's what I would say.
Okay.
2 little onesies, quite second nature to us now. We're a great team and support each other. Communication is key. Of course, a 3rd little piggy does mean we'll be outnumbered, so things will get busier, and the house might get messier and smellier. But we'll manage. It's all worth it when we all come together for a family squish at the end of the night. At the end of the day.
I don't want to know anything about a family squish. We're
neither.
happier than 5 pigs covered in shit.
To be quite frank with you.
To be honest with you, there's something coming up here. This is my favorite thing ever, dude. How would you describe your parenting styles? This isn't even the funniest thing yet.
I looked down.
You saw it. You saw it. Oh my god.
Okay. Okay.
What are your big do's and don'ts?
For us, it's all about meeting Peppa and George on their level and helping them to express themselves, their big thoughts and feelings, in ways that feel helpful. We teach them to treat each other as they'd want to be treated and to look after each other and their friends however they can. Kind hands and kind words, as we say, but when they do get upset or angry, it's all little ones do sometimes. They know they can come to us, and we'll figure out together, and we'll be back to giggling and oinking together in no time.
How much screen time are the kids allowed? We all know screen time can be addictive.
It's all about balance, isn't it? We love a family's movie night, and sometimes it's nice for them to sit down together with one of their with one of their shows or games and give us parents a moment to rest as well. But they're always making up games and stories, pointing, painting and drawing, and running around outside. Even on rainy days, there are muddy puddles to go outside and jump into. So they're never sat down with a screen for too long.
Will we see a birth episode? Will we see a birth episode?
You'll have to keep an eye out on my socials to find out. I'm sure there'll be more than a few stories to tell as we meet the new little one.
We will have a full open birth, a C-section live on the telly.
She's going to be extracted from my uterus.
Live
on air.
What's your best tip for existing parents and parents expecting a little one?
Sleep when the baby sleeps, so you can never pack enough nappies and trust your instincts. But really, it all comes down to teamwork. Whatever that looks like for you, a co-parent, family and friends, or local groups for new parents. Having people to talk to and go through it all with you is so valuable. Make sure you're looking after yourself as well as your little ones, and enjoy every moment. They'll be bigger and running circles around you before you know it.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Sign up to the Juggles Substack here, the parenting community powered by Grazia UK.
The Juggalo Substack?
That's what it says.
That's it. So obviously, whenever I saw the question, "Will we see a birth episode?" my mind went racing to what that could mean.
It just seems so. It's almost too broad.
It's too broad. And then I was thinking of titles for the episode, which I usually don't do beforehand, but for some reason this one came to mind. And I was thinking, what if we titled the episode? Let me read verbatim what I said so I don't fuck it up. Graphic cartoon birth scene. Because that's all I can think of.
Whenever the episode comes out, we'll watch the episode, we'll review it, and then we can just keep that in your back pocket.
I will. Because that's all I could think of. Is I was like, is she asking if they're going to do a live birth in an episode?
Are you going to be admitted to a hospital, or are you going to be put into a pool and give birth that way?
Are you doing another bathtub birth? Is this going to be an at-home birth with Daddy Pig?
Be careful when you go pooping.
Be careful. Sometimes if you push too much, a poop will come out. we don't want to see that on the telly.
Then it cuts to that picture of the of the pig with poop on his balls. Just out of nowhere.
That's the scene. That's what it's going to look like.
It's a really realistic pig with shit on his balls.
Push one more. And then it's... And then you just see that picture. It's just a still image. And then it fades to black.
It goes back to the cartoon.
Yeah. It's like when in old SpongeBob when they cut to a realistic thing and it's scary and weird.
Yeah. That's what it would
be. Oh man, I'll edit it. I'll edit that a show. I'll do it. When that episode comes out, Gavin, I will put that together. If there's a birth episode. Well, there's gonna be an episode where
there's gonna be an episode.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll do something. We can have some fun with that.
We got to keep our pulse on the Peppa Pig.
We got to check that pulse. Oh man. Whew, I feel like I was gonna pass out there for a minute. Whoo! I had this clip. We're not gonna watch this because it's kind of long, but this comedian, I'm gonna butcher his name, and I'm so sorry. Let's see if I can get it right. Raja, that's easy. Raja Sekhar Mamidana. I just randomly stumbled upon this clip when I was doing my Peppa Pig research that I do weekly. And there was this funny clip. Actually, we don't even really need to watch it. But check him out if you want to. But it was just funny. He was just explaining an episode of Peppa Pig, and it was exactly kind of what we did in our original Peppa Pig episode. I'll play just a little bit of
one episode of Peppa Pig to understand what is happening here, okay? So I sat through one episode, which was a mistake. Basically, Peppa Pig is a cartoon where there are 4 main characters, okay? Peppa, which is a pig, obviously, is a girl, and then this Peppa Pig has a brother, George Pig. You know the names. I'm impressed and depressed at the same time. The episode which I watched, what happens is this Peppa Pig's father, he walks into the hall and he says, "Children, I lost my specs." And Peppa Pig, with all her overacting skills, she says, "Papa, we will find the specs." And next 20 minutes, they are searching for specs. And I'm searching for the purpose in my life.
So it's just very funny and I'd never heard of this guy. Huge in India, like massive comedian there that I never heard of, but very funny guy. And I don't know, it just kind of it was like I often forget that like comedy knows no language, and like a lot of the exact same things that are funny in one place are funny here as well. And I was just like, it was fun to watch that. So go check him out. I will definitely be checking more of him out. But we got to talk about Star Wars. That's what this whole episode's about, an hour or 8 minutes in. And I have a lot to say, and I'm going to do my best to not say all of it. And I purposefully didn't write things down because I knew I would have too much to say. But as I mentioned at the beginning, happy Star Wars Day. May the
5th be with you.
Peace on and prosper. Happy Star Wars Day. Gavin, happy Star Wars
You
Day.
can remember that, but you can't. Okay.
May the 4th be with you, motherfucker. Fucking hate. So I watched the original trilogy for the first time ever, all the way through. I'd seen bits and pieces. Here's the thing. I'd been wanting to watch, actually for like years. I think we've even talked about on the show that I wanted to watch Star Wars. I wanted to jump in and watch it, and you're like, we should watch it together, and that never happened or whatever, busy, yada yada. So finally I was like really in the mood to do it, and I was like debating if I should start with episode 1, which is the prequels, or what I should do. And I was like, let me watch it the way God intended, which is just start at the first movie, and as far as real time goes, and then just go from there. It just made more sense for me to do that. And I really wanted to watch the original trilogy because that's, what everybody loves the most. And the first episode 4 and 5, I felt like I knew and had seen pretty much all of those. Like I was like there were some things that I didn't remember, but a lot of it I did. As far as just like scenes, like I was recalling images in my mind of these scenes, but like not really what happened. And episode 6, I don't remember seeing any of that. Like I don't recall any of it.
No Jabba?
I know Jabba,
No
I know
Rancor?
the Ewoks, I know all of these people, but I don't think I've ever seen any of that movie until I watched it over the past 2 nights. And that was cool. That was like, it was fun to watch that for the first time, like actually watch it for the first time. Whereas like the other ones, like I like kind of knew what was going on and I could kind of like even tune out if I wanted to. But I hate to say it, the haters are going to hate this, but I think I might be a Star Wars fan now. And it kind of scares me because I'm like, the fact that I watched these 3 movies over the span of a week, which is not something I normally do, it's crazy. And then I'm already like really excited to watch the prequels. And then I'm like, once I get done with the new trilogy, am I going to watch the shows? Which I don't know if I will, but like, you never know. I'm like real into it because I really enjoyed watching these movies. Oh my God, they're so much fun. I don't know why it took me so long to watch them. They're so entertaining. They're like real and beautiful, and
The music.
oh my God. I mean, don't even fucking get me started. The music is insane. I genuinely think, and I've always thought this, but seeing it in the movie for the first time, the scene in the first movie or the 4th movie, which is A New Hope, when Luke, like when he's in the desert and he sees the 2 planets and that like scores, that swell that happens there, I think one of the best movie scenes of all time.
Ba, 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 ba.
It's so beautiful and it looks real. Like it looks like there are two planets that he's looking at.
Yeah.
Like that scene, like goosebumps. Like like I don't even know what the meaning of it is. It's just so beautiful. And it's like, why did that happen? Like I feel like the movies get a little bit goofier and goofier. Whereas like that, A New Hope was like art. That felt like an art movie with like, you know, Indiana Jones type elements.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll be honest, Harrison Ford plays the same character in every movie he's in. He is Indiana Jones in this
exactly
and everything.
He is,
which is great.
And
it's fun.
Yeah, don't tell me the odds.
I also like. I felt like it
Never
got
tell
worse
me the odds.
in Return of the Jedi. He like gets even more mumbly, and like I really hate. Like I felt like everything he said in that movie was overdubbed, and I really didn't like that. I thought it was annoying. To give my ranking, episode 5 is my favorite, which is The Empire Strikes Back. That's the best, and it sounds like that's kind of like
that's
known.
The best, like that's the best, like by a long shot.
Yeah,
I mean it's close at the top, but
it's
episode
definitely
5 is like pretty much consensus best Star Wars movie.
I would, I would totally agree with that, and I didn't know that going into it, which is good. I'm glad I didn't know which ones are people's favorites or not. Like,
well, I won't say anything about the rest.
Well, good. That's good. Well, I think I know. I actually don't know ranking of the new trilogy, but the prequels, I think I know the ranking. And then after that, A New Hope, and then close behind that is, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. I would say 3/4 of the way through of Return of the Jedi, I was like, oh, this is the worst one by a long shot. And I was like, I love Jabba. I love the Ewoks, but this is like, they're going like full goof on all of this. And I was like, this is like silliness. Like, this is just like, they're just like doing a bunch of stuff. And it's like, it's working and it makes sense. It's just like very over the top goofiness. But then when it gets serious at the end, it's really good and like some of the best stuff. Like the fight with the Emperor and Darth Vader is amazing. When he takes his mask off at the end, when he dies, spoiler alert, that's very beautiful. And it's really good. And that made it like, I was like, okay, this is close second. Like those two are neck and neck, but I think A New Hope is better. And one thing about, just because the freshest in my mind, one thing about Return of the Jedi that blew my mind, and I like legit did a double take, is at the very end, after he burns Darth Vader's body, and he like regroups with all of them, and then he sees like the vision of
the Force Ghosts.
Yeah, the Force Ghosts of Yoda and Han, and then Anakin, which is the first time you see Anakin. I didn't know that happened. So like that blew my mind. But then what blew my mind even more is I was like, oh, there's Anakin. And then I was like, that's like Hayden Christensen Anakin. Like spot on. That I was like, whoa, like my dumb.
It is Hayden Christensen. It is Hayden Christensen playing that, and that they put that in like in 2011.
Oh, what?
Like,
wait, really?
Yeah. No, they had an original actor that was.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, they went back through like and released like special edition versions.
I'm looking this up right now.
Yeah, the original. Look up like the original actor, like Anakin scene at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Wow, I didn't know that. Because I was like, that's straight up Hayden Christensen. Oh my God, this is so like, oh my God. What
it's like this old dude. It's just this old dude. Like literally unnamed, like you would I think it's one of those like if you wanted people to rewatch it, it kind of kills the rewatchability because it's like I mean like I don't know. It's one of those things to me where it's just like just keep it whatever it was.
Yeah. I would have preferred like it was too like I didn't know that, so it was like really jarring for me to see.
And they were chumming it up too. Like that's the thing is like they're like looking at each other and like they're like that's you.
That's you. There you are.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Why did they do that?
And also,
did they do anything else? Like, did they change?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what else?
That Job of the
you-
Hut, that Job of the Hut scene where Han meets him at a Mos Eisley spaceport, where he's going into the Millennium Falcon and he like stepped
Yeah.
on his tail and shit. That scene wasn't in the original one, the theatrical release in 1977.
Why?
You should watch a breakdown of like all the shit they changed with all the special edition versions.
I'm going to, because this is
Yeah,
blowing
there
my
is
mind.
it's a long list of things they added. Like they had a whole bunch of like random bullshit, just like CGI bullshit too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially episode 4. Episode 4 was like butchered to shit and back. Like there's there's a lot of people, a lot of online fans that were like, they completely changed the movie. Though it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything at all. But
Yeah.
but
They seem to
it's
think it does.
yeah. So like there's a lot of stuff like that in the movies where they'll add some little characters or some CGI stuff in the older movies that just like wasn't in the original one at all.
That's so weird. I don't know
Yeah.
why they would do that. And like,
Because
but
that's
like,
George Lucas. That's like
Yeah.
part of the like the why the fuck did they why did he do anything he ever did?
Yeah.
Because like
because him, he's a
spoiler,
fucking
like,
weirdo.
Exactly. Episode 1 may not be your favorite. So
yeah.
like that's one that like everybody's like, what the hell is going on? And it was like he understood that he could use CGI, so he's like, we got to put it in everything,
And everything, and it's gonna look bad.
and we're gonna look. It's gonna look really good.
Yeah, he is. He is true. I mean, like, you come to find out most of like the greatest people of all time are fucking weirdos.
Yeah, I
George
mean,
Lucas is
and
a
he
big
just
weirdo.
he just probably loved CGI because it was, I mean, it was his mind and it was his world. He can do whatever he want with it.
Yeah.
But it was frustrating. Like, I could see how it could be frustrating for a fan that had seen it in theaters and watched reruns for like decades,
Mhm.
and then they released like a special edition 2004, I think 2004, 2007 edition, and that's the only version that exists now online. And they like there is like only version that is on streaming services. There does exist a original
Right.
theatrical cut that was put together like based off of like Blu-ray exclusives and stuff like that from like years ago, but like they weren't mass produced. So
I want to see that now. Next time
Yeah,
I'm
there's-
like come around and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch those, because I have a feeling I will want to watch these again at some
Mm-hmm.
point. I would love to watch the originals, like how they were meant to be.
Mhm.
And it's like it's weird that they did that. Like just talking about, especially with Return of the Jedi and that ending scene. But like, for me, or like, a kid who doesn't know Star Wars and is getting into it, like that would be like, that was really cool to see. And that would probably be really cool. Like, whoa, it's like, it's the same guy, especially if you watch them in order from 1 to 6. That would be like mind blowing of like seeing Anakin again,
right,
the Anakin.
right.
So I get
That was like the allure too for me as like a kid. Is it was like, and that's why it was frustrating, because it's like if you were watching it the way that you were like the way that they came out in theaters, then it doesn't make any sense to have that there. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think that's what like my roommate and his girlfriend Ashley rewatched them while we were rooming in college, and she's like, "Why? Who is that?" Because we watched them like 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So it was like she was like, "Who is that?"
so
Yeah,
like
yeah,
she like
yeah,
actually went into it blind.
Yeah. She was like, "Who is that?" And it was like, "Oh, that's Darth Vader. Like that's
Yeah.
who he is."
Because
And then whenever we got to like the 1, 2, 3, it was like she was like, "Oh, okay, okay." So he, yeah. So it's like a spoiler for people who watch it chronologically,
yeah.
which bugs me.
That is true. And I was like, I think I was trying to make it to me like think that it's cool, but now that I'm thinking about it more, it makes even less sense because Yoda and Han are the same age as when they died.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. What did I say? Han? I meant Obi-Wan.
Han.
Sorry. I think I said Han earlier too. Obi-Wan. They're like the same age as when they died when they're ghosts. But then why is Anakin younger? They should have just kept it older.
there's
Like,
there's
Darth
like a
Vader.
fan theory that like that was the last time that he was like good, and so the Force remembers if you were
Oh.
good.
Oh shit, it is cool then. God damn it. I don't know. It's weird, but I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I think it's cool. Like as a kid, I thought it was the coolest shit. It was like
Yeah.
that's fucking Anakin. Like that's cool.
He's back. Because like, dude, if you're watching it, like I would imagine if you're watching it fresh for the first time from starting at 1 to 6, like that would be like, I would probably cry seeing that. Cause like from what I remember of like what I've seen of the prequels, like it's very emotional and like you really like fall, like Anakin is like the best character. Like you fall in love with this young guy who like turns bad and it's really sad. And like seeing him again, like if you saw it for the first time would be like, oh man, that would choke me up.
I gotta watch Revenge of the Sith with you, man.
Let's do it. I so want to.
Gotta watch that with you.
I would so be down. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to watch any of these with you guys. I know Spencer was like, I want to watch something from the new trilogy with you and stuff. So, I'm so down. They're great. I love them. I'm officially a Star Wars fan.
I have 2 Star Wars books, so I mean, actually, I have more than just 2 Star Wars books, but 2 Star Wars novels. I have.
Are they the
like
novelizations?
4
of the
visual.
movies?
No, they're not.
Okay.
No, one of them they're like extended universe type stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
But I have whenever I went to Disney World in 2017 or whatever during high school, I bought an Animals of Star Wars. I have like a visual novel or like a visual book from like around whenever Revenge of the Sith came out.
Okay.
And then we have a trivia book.
Nice.
Which we could do that, but that shit is hard.
Well, we should just do that or whatever. It's like, you know,
let me grab it.
Yeah,
let me see if it works.
I don't know, maybe something.
It's got a battery and stuff. Can you go ahead and cut it real quick? But
yeah, no, I mean, otherwise I can ramble on for a little bit. I can talk about Fortnite for a minute. Well, actually, I can jump into this. Well, maybe I'll wait for Gavin to come back for the new movie stuff. But I like didn't intentionally do this to happen around May 4th. That literally is just coincidence. But I knew Fortnite Star Wars was coming up, so I was like, I really want to play I'm like excited about Fortnite Star Wars, but I don't know why. Oh, okay. What is?
So we got Obsessed with Star Wars.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's 35. It's 2,500 questions.
Holy shit!
So I'm going to
gotta do them all.
2,500 questions. So I'm going to question 1980.
Okay, run through a few, however many you want. Unless you'd rather do the Sporkle or whatever makes more sense to you.
No.
Okay. I can't wait. I am so knowledgeable on this topic. Wait, can I ask you a question?
This is what I'm talking about. This is the shit I'm talking about here.
Real quick before you ask me that. How did you get into Star Wars? Was your dad or mom a fan?
I actually remember this very vividly. So we were in the garage one summer, and there was a plastic bag of action figures in the back of the garage, and we were like, "What is this?"
Mm-hmm.
And so from then on, it was like, "Oh, that's Star Wars." Like,
it was your dad's.
I'll show you those. Yeah. Those are my
cool.
dad's action figures from '77.
Yeah, because my
dad was a big fan.
I don't think my dad was a big fan. I would have to talk to him again, but I think he said he saw the first one in theaters and it was like fucking mind blowing. But I don't know if he ever saw the other ones. I could be wrong. I'd have to ask him.
Okay, so the question.
Yes, let's hit me with it. I'm ready.
What was the last transport to escape the Imperial blockade of Hoth?
Okay, I have to remember which one Hoth is.
It's the snow planet.
I don't get to know which movie this is from though.
Empire Strikes Back. Snow planet.
What was the last transport?
Transport.
What was the last transport? Like what?
I think they announce it. They announce it in that. They announce it. They're like, transport 1 is away.
I have no idea.
Me neither. So we're gonna go with the Bright Hope. And that was right.
It was right.
That was right. Okay, so we got 100% right.
All right.
All right, here we go. This is
on a roll.
We're gonna figure out. Okay, so 1228. So this is. Okay, this is New Hope. This is in A New Hope.
Okay, I got this one.
I'm having fun with it. I'm not gonna lie. What was Emperor Palpatine's final order? I'm sorry. This is actually from Revenge of the Sith, so I'm gonna skip this. I don't want to spoil it. Sorry.
Palpatine's not a New Hope.
Okay, I got it right.
That was just for you.
It was just for me. Here we go. Give me something 1707. So this is the type of fun that we had when we were kids.
I believe it.
Okay.
I have no doubt in my mind.
This is from Empire Strikes Back. What did Princess Leia use to fight Darth Vader on Mimban? I don't even know what Mimban is.
What did she fought Darth Vader? This is from which one again? This is from Empire?
Empire Strikes Back era. Now, some of this might be from like extended universe stuff. Like,
No, because I know they interacted at one point. Fuck. Oh my god, I remember it happening.
the options are
Oh.
a blaster, a whip, a staff, a lightsaber.
I think a staff.
Okay.
Motherfucker. What is it then?
Oh no, you were
It's a
incorrect.
lightsaber.
The answer was a lightsaber.
Fuck. God damn it. I wanted to say one more thing I forgot to say. Well, let me ask you and then I'll tell you mine. Who do you think is the best character? Let's just say the original trilogy. Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite character?
In the original.
Or if you want to give me a
trilogy?
top 3, whatever's easiest.
Yeah.
In the original.
I think Han Solo is one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah, Han Solo was one of my favorites. I think. I
Interesting.
always play with his action figures. I was always like that action
Okay.
figure. All his costumes and everything. He's
Mhm.
very well done character. The development that he has with Leia, getting into
Yeah, that
like,
is
the
fun.
character arc with them
Mhm.
is really cool. So, but yeah, I think Han Solo is my favorite. But second one would probably be Lando. I really like Lando Calrissian.
I like Lando too.
He's
I think he's my second as well.
although I will say I think in Empire Strikes Back I think that he's not upfront with them enough that he's like you're gonna meet Darth Vader. He's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Like they weren't. I know that he
Well, he was trying to
said
sell
that.
him out. He was,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like it's kind of like
yeah.
why is he trying to sell him out? Like this is. I know that you guys are all smugglers and all this stuff like that. And you knew him from a long time ago.
Yeah.
But if you guys were such good friends, like why would you do this? To him?
Yeah, and then they like turn out to be like really good friends after that, and you're like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like,
I-
what is going on
I
here?
also thought it was funny that he was like, oh yeah, he's like this slime ball, and he's just these card player, and I can't trust him. And then he shows up, and then he's like the king of this giant planet place.
Yeah,
and
Cloud
it's like,
City
wait, what
on
are we?
Bespin.
This is like
Yeah.
the nicest, cleanest place ever. This guy's like a slime ball. He's like, who did he con out of getting this?
Yeah.
My favorite character, Gavin, and I think it is the best character in all 3 movies.
Salacious B.
R2D2.
Crumb. Oh, okay.
R2D2 is the best character. He's the
Okay.
funniest. He has the best lines, and he never says anything. I'm not joking. I do think he is the best because I think he is the funniest. Because like every sound, you know what he's saying with the sounds, and he like makes like these weird like these like weird disgruntled noises
He's like
that are really
he's
funny.
slapstick. He's
Yeah.
slapstick.
He's slapstick, and that's why I love him. He's just a slapstick guy. Like the screaming thing is like funny, but that was like funny when we were younger. Like watching it now, I wasn't like laugh out loud when he goes like flying across the screen because I think I knew it was gonna happen.
Right.
But like I didn't remember all of his like weird little funny like noises and his quirks, and like he also is like I think that's why I don't like C-3PO, because like he's overtly anxious, and it's like kind of gets annoying, but it's like fine, like I get it.
Oh my.
Whereas like R2D2 is more confident, but he also is anxious, but he doesn't
Right.
say anything. You can just tell he's anxious, and I love the little like when he shakes and stuff. It's great.
And then you can hear when he's sad because he goes like, ooh.
Yeah, like you know everything he's feeling and saying. And I
Yeah.
love him. I think he's the best. I think he's the
He's
best.
a great
character.
like audience temperature check.
Can I ask one thing? Just a spoiler about
Sure.
the prequels. Are C-3PO and R2D2 in the prequels?
Mm-hmm.
And they're also in the new trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting. Do
And I
any
have
of
a couple videos I can send you about that after you watch them, but
Do any of them die?
no.
Not even in the new trilogy.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. So leading this into, they could be in the new movies that are coming, because there are new Star Wars movies coming.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did you know this?
I did not actually.
Oh, you
I
did?
thought- I knew the Mandalorian movie was coming out, but that's it.
Yeah, there's the Mandalorian movie, which is called The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Grogu.
Pretty boring if you ask me. And then there's another movie coming out called Starfighter. Star Wars Starfighter. And so this is coming. So this all came out during their Star Wars Japan celebration that they did a couple weeks ago. So yeah, there's this. So is that what Jeremy Allen White, is he going to be in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. So then the Starfighter was the one that got announced, and that one, Gavin, is going to star Ryan Gosling,
Oh yeah, I did see that.
which I think is great. And it seems like everybody else is like, I think that makes sense. But the director of that movie is this guy, Sean Levy. And you'll like this, but I hate it. He's the guy
I
who
mean, I know
directed
people don't like him. He directed Deadpool, and Wolverine.
Free
He
Guy.
directed. Yep.
So just these like over budgeted fucking whatever you want
Like
to call them.
yeah, like meta humor, then a comedy type of movies.
Yeah, and just like CGI out the waz, and they're just like
Yeah.
have no structure to them, and it's like I don't want to get like film nerdy annoying here, but it's like when I saw that I was like, all right. So I mean, obviously I'm gonna watch them, but it's like
I just hope that the tone is like dark,
I hope
or
so too.
or just
Serious.
maybe a little bit more run of the mill Star Wars movie and not.
I really hope so. I hope so. So that one's coming out. The Mandalorian and Grogu is coming out next year. The Starfighter is coming out in 2027. So there's no like, we don't know if this is a trilogy. It's also at least I don't know about the Mandalorian and Grogu specifically. It sounds like it's kind of going to like be a part of the universe of the Mandalorian show from what I understand. But the Starfighter one is set to take place 5 to 6 years after the Rise of Skywalker. Quote, it's not a prequel, it's not a sequel, it's a new adventure. Which is what
Yeah,
Levy
so
said.
they're trying to wrap up the Skywalker series.
Yeah, they're like done with
Skywalker's
that.
like 1 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And in all honesty, they really need to. I was kind of disappointed that the sequels were directly related to like this. I was hoping it was gonna be a new arc,
Yeah.
so we could get like 9, 10, 11, 12. But
Yeah.
they're like, no, or like 10, 11, 12.
They're like, we got to put a bow on this.
Yeah, but they're like, we got to put a bow on the Skywalker series, and we'll talk after you watch those.
Yeah. I remember Rogue One the most out of that.
Oh yeah, Rogue One is a very good movie. That is
Yeah.
a fucking masterpiece.
I
Do you know
remember-
when that takes place?
I just know it takes place after 6.
Before 4.
Before 4?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's the one when Han. Which is the one when Han dies? Which is the first one in the new trilogy?
That's The Force Awakens. The release schedule does come out. It was like 6, 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, or 7, Rogue One, then 8, 9, right? But Rogue One takes place before Episode 4.
Okay, so The Force Awakens is the one I remember the most.
Yes.
And that's the one with Han and Leia.
And Kylo and Poe and
Yeah.
Rey.
So Rogue One came out
BB-8.
after that,
Yes.
but it's
Takes place before 4.
Wow, I did not know.
Because it's
that.
about getting the Death Star plans.
Wow, I did not know that. I don't think I've seen that one at all.
Rogue One?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you did see that.
I'm getting a mix. I thought Rogue One was the first one that came out in the new trilogy.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. No, Rogue One is a fantastic movie. You would fucking love that movie. That is
Okay.
a masterpiece of a movie. That is such a good standalone Star Wars movie. Just if there was any movie that like and someone's like, I'm not so sure I want to get into Star Wars.
Yeah.
That movie is like the movie you would show someone.
So why did they not Wow, I thought this whole time that it was a new trilogy that's just comes after.
Oh, it does. No, it does. 7, 8, 9 does. Force Awakens.
Oh, so there's 4 movies that have come out.
Yes, there are 4 movies. Actually,
Oh,
5.
Jesus
There was
Christ. I didn't know
Solo.
that.
There was like Solo, a Han Solo story came out too. With
Oh, that was a movie.
yeah, that one came out too.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, that is interesting. Okay. Okay, so there's now there's a lot of movies I have to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I got time. So
I didn't see Solo for what it's worth.
yeah, not good, right? People wouldn't like it. People weren't
People
happy
were
with
like,
it.
"Yeah, whatever. It doesn't add anything." If
Yeah.
you really cared,
Which is what I wonder.
it's got Donald Glover as Lando.
Yeah, which is
was
cool.
like I've heard that was like a good standout
Yeah.
performance for him.
I don't. Yeah, I'm wondering how these ones are going to pair up to that. If these are going to be like standalone things or what, I don't know. I'm interested. But anyways, I think that's enough Star Wars. I could talk about it more.
Oh yeah, I could talk Star Wars all night.
We'll talk about
yeah,
it
we
more
will,
probably.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause-
gonna try not to spoil as much as I can.
I mean,
but I
you
can
know
talk-
me. I don't care about
I-
spoilers too much.
I can talk extended universe and like what happened with that.
Okay, that is cool that they did a movie about getting the plans for the Death Star because that was such
Dude,
like
that's so fucking
that was
movie
just
is
something they like
so
yada
good.
yada so quickly.
Yeah,
They were just like, and they got the plans.
it's such a good movie. That
Interesting.
so fucking good. You can watch that whenever.
Okay. Maybe yeah. Okay. I mean yeah. Okay. I'm excited. Maybe I'll watch that before the new trilogy. So like I'll go prequels that new trilogy, just so I don't forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, this is a marathon episode, but we got one more thing. What you listening to? A segment Gavin and I do every single week, where we recommend a song, album, or artist to each other, to the audience of what we've been listening to in the past week. Gavin, what have you been listening to?
This is a song I must have heard at work or somewhere on a commercial. Who fucking knows? This is from Gorillaz' 2020 collaboration album with like all these different artists during the COVID pandemic.
Okay.
I mean, they already they already did that. Like that's like their whole thing, but they actively sought out people to like do this with.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Gorillaz is
Elton-
really just one guy and he brings on a bunch of different, or it's like maybe 2 guys and then a bunch of different
Yeah.
people or something.
Because they got Robert Smith, Beck,
Whoa.
Lee John, Schoolboy Q, St. Vincent,
Whoa.
Elton John, and Black, Six Lack.
Okay.
Peter Hook in Georgia, Octavian, Kano and Roxani, Arias, Fatu Mata Diawara, Slow Tie and Slaves, Earth Gang, Jonas Policewomen, Gold Link and Unknown Moral Orchestra, which I think I listened to them before, Moonchild,
Yeah.
Sinelli,
yeah.
JPEG Mafia and Chai, and Tony Allen and Skepta. Which
Whoa.
I don't know if it's basketball Tony Allen or a different Tony Allen, but
Okay.
but the song I'm recommending this week off of this album, Song Machine Season 1 Strange Times Deluxe Edition, I'm listening to The Valley of the Pagans by Beck, or with Beck,
With Beck.
by Gorillaz. Yeah.
Gorillaz is one of those where I wish I need to get in because like I think the thing is so cool and the aesthetic is always cool and I've always loved that, but like I don't know jack shit. And apparently rumor has it that there might be like they might be coming to Fortnite
That'd be really cool.
for like the
I
festival.
mean, they
thing,
basically
I
already
heard.
have 3D models of them. Like their Apple Music, okay,
Oop.
their Apple Music page already basically has like Fortnite skins of them like on their page.
they
Like
just
it's
need to do it.
essentially, they just need to pull the trigger. I'm just
Yeah.
worried because like, I really want like,
You want to gatekeep it.
no, not gatekeep it. No, not at all.
No, I
like
know.
I think more people need to listen to them. I want like original Gorillaz like album 1 style of their
Yeah.
skins. I don't
That's what I
want
know of
the
them.
new stuff.
But
Yeah,
it'll
I don't
be
want
the
the
new
new.
stuff. You know
It'll be the new stuff.
I agree. That's what I know of them is that like that was probably my first time seeing their new looks, their new skins. I know about all the old because it was 2D before, wasn't it? It was all 2D stuff.
Yeah, it was like cartoon. Yeah,
Yeah. That's
they like switched around Plastic Beach.
okay. That's when they did a more updated
But they did
look.
do 3D, kind of like 3D, 2D interactive during 2001's Gorillaz album.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool.
So
I need to jump into them more. Gavin, this week, I had something I was going to recommend up until literally last night when a new song from a band I love, one of my favorites currently. Sorry, camera went off. Loathe, who released a new song, brand new song, Gifted Every Strength. It's very, very good. And I would say sort of a new direction for Loathe, but like also right in line with their stuff before. Hoping that this means a new album is on the way. For some reason, I thought they announced a new album, but they actually didn't. But I would assume so. And I don't want to speak too soon, but if Loathe releases a new album, I can guarantee that's going to be on my list, and I can probably say that it's probably could be number one because they're really good. And this song is great, and not like it hasn't blown my mind yet, but I love it enough that I'm like really excited about a potential new album. So we'll see. Let's get out of here though, and let's play some Lego Star Wars, and I'm going to order a pizza. I'm starving.
well, everybody, thanks for listening to Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 215. Keep watching, keep listening, keep doing whatever it is you do to our episodes. Keep watching, keep listening, rate it, watch it. Carson.
We'll see you next week, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.